All right, it has finally happened. All NBA point guard Damian Lillard has officially and finally requested a trade from the Portland Trail Blazers. He's been there 11 seasons, as dedicated as any player in the modern NBA era has been to a city, to an organization. But after years of speculation, not winning, it looks like the tenure is finally coming to an end. We knew this divorce was coming, but I'm just glad it's finally here. This is good for both sides. Damian Lillard needs to go and try and win a championship, go on a contender, and the Trailblazers need to cut the cord and rebuild around their new, who I think potentially could be an absolute superstar in Scoot Henderson, that they just drafted number 3 overall in the NBA draft. But credit to Dame, man. Played in Portland for 11 seasons with a 6th overall pick in 2012. Made 8 straight playoffs after missing it this past season. He was great for them. He's anything you could have ever asked for in an NBA player for your city. Countless buzzer beater wins, massive playoff performances, series clinching threes. And he got to one Western Conference final, him and CJ McCollum, but he never truly had a number 2 wingman in an era that was filled with teams that were pretty much big threes, big twos. Dame was kind of on his own, and we kind of saw why he only reached the Western Conference Finals once, and I think got swept by the Warriors that year. So it was never much. It was always an uphill fight. They never stood much of a chance in Portland. But now things are interesting. Damian Lillard, going to be 33 years old this upcoming season, about to turn 33 here in a couple of weeks. He's a very expensive player. Let's look at the contract here. $45 million and $48 million, a player option that's already been exercised. So you're in for a ton of cash, 33.5%, 34% plus percentage of the cap these next 2 seasons coming up. So he's very expensive for a guy who's 33, 34 and has missed a lot of games over the last few years. Now you can say, was he actually injured, or did Portland just shut him down trying to tank, knowing they weren't going to be good enough to get to that spot? It's probably a combination of the two, but he's made it very clear he has requested a trade and he wants to go to the Miami Heat. Now, Portland said they're going to try and facilitate that, but they are going to listen to the best offers. They're not just going to get a bad deal, because Miami really doesn't have much to offer Portland that they need. They got a lot of guards on Miami that they're willing to ship out of town, and that's the last thing Portland needs. They got about 13 million guys to play guard. They need guys that can play 3, 4, and 5 for them and possibly build around, along with some picks. How good are the picks going to be if Miami's getting Damian Lillard? They just went to a NBA Finals without him, and if you add him, yeah, probably not the best picks in the world to get. So sounds like it would have to be a 3-team trade, and the question is, who's going to help facilitate that? I doubt any of the top contenders in the East are going to allow Miami to get better. And why would you do it if you're out in the West saying, I mean, maybe a West team can get better? Portland's not going to get much better with this trade. You can only get so much in return. So it'd probably have to be a Western Conference team or a really bad Eastern Conference team that's not close to competing and just trying to acquire some assets, trying to get a Tyler Hero plus picks from Miami. I just don't see anybody else willing to make that move. Now, there are some other teams interested in Dame. Obviously, the LA Clippers, possibly one of them. It seems like they really, really want to break up this Paul George and Kawhi combo, or maybe they want to add a third guy with them. They already showed interest in Sixers James Harden, so they're really set on adding a point guard to this team to maybe take away some of the responsibilities, not have to deal with Russell Westbrook anymore. Even though he was pretty solid for them in a couple of those playoff games, they want to add an elite point guard to try and play with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, or one or the other. I mean, maybe they ship out Kawhi. I doubt it. I think if they're going to ship one of those two, it's going to be Paul George. So maybe it's a big 3. Maybe it's Harden or Dame with Kawhi. So they're going to be aggressive. Steve Ballmer is a super aggressive owner. And another team that now apparently has a point guard spot open, my 76ers, looking interested in Dame. I wanted Dame 2 years ago before they acquired Harden. Give them Ben Simmons and all the picks, and you could have ran the Dame and Embiid show. I'd love it. Philly needs a grown-up in the room that's going to hit big shots. They have struggled down the stretch in big playoff games to have a guy that's going to go get them a bucket. The moment has never been too big for Dame. He is that guy. He will hit those shots. Now, maybe he takes too many shots sometimes. that's an argument for a different day. He's a clutch time playoff performer, and maybe if he doesn't have to bear all the burden for 4 quarters throughout a series, it could really help them. Just don't want the Sixers to give up Maxey. So those are two teams that are very interested besides the Miami Heat. Portland's going to take the best offer on this one. Now, they're going to probably run it by Dame to see if he's cool with it, and I don't know why Dame wouldn't be cool with going to either squad. All those teams are title contenders. They think that he is the missing piece for that team. So if I'm Dame, I'm cool with going to either spot. I'm trying to win a championship to really cement my legacy. You have all these great performances and no real run in the postseason because, you know, he's been outmanned and outmatched most of the time. So it'd be really fun to see. He's clearly the number one guy available right now. I know free agency kicked off yesterday. There's been a lot of big signings. Not many guys trading teams as far as the big names go, but a lot of other solid small pieces getting scooped up. So Jimmy Butler said he notified the Heat that Dame wants to come to Miami. They need to make him the priority, and they could catch themselves without Schitt's Creek, up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. They could be in real trouble here. They've already lost several guys from this championship team to free agency, and if they're all in on trying to get Dame and they don't get Dame, it could be less than ideal for the Miami Heat. But very exciting stuff. The big name to watch for now, Damian Lillard requesting his trade from the Trailblazers. Who's going to get him? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Where is Dame going to end up? Is he going to put somebody over the top and get them to that championship that everybody is chasing? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you all tomorrow.